we want to get to Steigen, I guess. We'll talk about Steigen. I've got some merchandise here actually for you. I've got some socks. So, you've probably seen this before. It's a worldwide brand. They're very good socks. I've got the Canyon ones on here. Yeah. I've got the singlet here.
Yes.
I guess this singlet is so light and perfect. Is there any technology involved with making them so perfect, I guess?
Yeah, I suppose Steigen was sort of created out of my running. So at the Com Games, I bulged 2 discs in my back and lost feeling in my leg and tried to come back unsuccessfully. And
that would have been a tough time.
It was very tough, and I desperately wanted to stay involved, having not raced that much.
And that's so that's how Steigen.
So that's how Steigen started, and I was a bit disappointed with how athletes were treated, and the opportunities weren't there for athletes that they where they should be. So I thought, well, I can sit back and just whinge about it, or I can do something about it.
Yeah.
So I started Steigen.
Yep.
I wanted it to be Nike.
Yeah.
But, I still want it to be Nike.
Yeah,
I still want it to be
absolutely.
bigger than Nike, but you start small and get bigger and bigger, and so a lot of it's based on what I experienced as a runner and what I feel I would have liked to run in.
Yeah. And I guess a lot of people have jumped on board with it.
So, you often see bigger brands like Nike put out products for Olympians, but not for the everyday runner.
Yeah.
And I can't understand that.
It needs to be fair.
Yeah, why can't someone who runs a park run in the same kit as, and the best? It doesn't make any sense to me. So, and socks was obviously a big one at the time because a lot of big brands don't care about socks.
I know a lot of companies and businesses always sell these. I mean, you look everywhere around Geelong and there's always, I guess, Steigen.
Yeah, there is, So the socks are based on good quality fibres and a good fitting sock, like a nice hugging fit.
Yeah.
And when you wear spikes on the track, you need them to be really nice and tight.
Yeah.
So you don't want a thick sock.
Yeah.
You want them to be nice and thin.
You've put a lot of effort and thought into it. And actually, I'm thinking of it as you say. It's really smart.
So, and even as a trail runner or a fun runner, the looser your shoe is, the more movement you have inside your shoe, and then the more heat you create by the movement. So you want your shoe to be nice and tight. You want your shoe to be doing the cushioning, not your sock. And so that's how they came about. The singlet there, it's about 39 grams. It's, you
wouldn't feel it if it's
on a hot day, you'd rather not wear a singlet, but it's not always a good look not wearing a singlet. Yeah. So if you can have something on that's...
If you have this on, it's almost like your bare
correct.
shirt.
Yeah,
so
and
light.
Also there's a lot of what I would call nonsense talk about, say like I think dry fit is a bit of nonsense because what dry fit suggests is that it keeps you dry. Well, that's good if you're at a business meeting, but if you're playing sport, the sweat is doing the role that it should do, which is keeping you cool.
Yes.
So you don't want to draw that off your body.
Yeah.
That's just going to dehydrate you.
Yeah.
So that's what the singlet's based on is not drawing off the sweat.
Yeah.
Keeping it where it should be on your skin, keeping you cool.
So there is a lot to it.
There is.
Which is I think the good thing about you and Steigen is that you acknowledge not just high athletes but people that take running casually.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect how there's fairness across the board.
Someone's goal might be to win Olympic gold, but someone who just wants to compete locally, or they're still trying their hardest. Yeah. They're still dedicated to what they're doing, and I don't think that equipment should really be just solely for the elite. Yeah, it should be available to everyone.
And the fact that it is perfect. I mean, you don't really see. Like Nike, there is availability to people who do casual running, but I guess the quality is offered more to the high athletes.
Yeah, you do. You often see, at the Olympics, you see products that aren't available, which is fine. But, I think generally speaking that's, it should be available to people. And sometimes there's what I would call an average garment that people like to sell.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think anyone's average. I think everyone is special.
Yeah.
Everyone deserves to feel good about themselves and to wear the best if they want to.
Yeah.
And if they want to buy an average garment, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I just Steigen for me is a way of giving people access to the best.
Yeah.
And I take pride in what we produce.
Yeah, absolutely.
And make sure our customers are happy.
The socks, was that the first thing produced?
The socks were one of the first things produced. Look, I did try a lot of garments. I didn't intentionally think socks were going to be our biggest product.
Mm-hmm.
I did try a lot of garments, but obviously they weren't at the level that I would like them to be.
Yeah.
So
you set the bars and the standards.
Yeah, so I've got a warehouse full of items that I don't sell because I don't want to sell.
Fair enough.
Because they're not quite at the mark. Yeah. And so I did at the start I did go into a fair bit of debt, and it took a long time to get going. Yeah. And a lot of mistakes were made, and but even to this day, I'm still learning a lot.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the struggles with growing the business.
Yeah, there were a lot. Like I said, I went into a lot of debt, and things didn't always pan out the way you'd like them to. So you would you'd get a T-shirt that you thought was really good, and then you'd get the bulk T-shirts that weren't quite the same. So that that's something to be wary of. If you're starting a business or something, that I didn't really have any advice from anyone. Yeah. I sort of just did it.
Well, that is actually really impressive.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's a lot of mistakes, a lot of learning from your mistakes, and But I was lucky enough to have good support from my family, and especially my mum and dad. They helped me start it. Yeah. And I was pretty lucky in that way. Yeah. So, it's, for me, Steigen is kind of representative of me, and, I can't give up on it. Yeah. It's something that I think that's got to see through, and I knew that at the time when I started it, that it wasn't something that I could just give up on. I had to follow through with it. Yeah.
Talking about the designs, there would have been a lot of trial and error involved with, you make a new design and then it doesn't work. How frustrating would that be?
Yeah, look, very frustrating, but also rewarding when you do get something right. And the socks were something that kind of came right pretty quick, which was great. Yeah. And I could really see the joy and the benefit that they gave to runners. Yeah. So that was great. Some of the other garments, like the Pro Singlet, we still have our problems with something so light. People aren't necessarily used to. Yeah. So even this morning, someone trying them on, not realising that it's 39 grams and it's it's
really light,
and it doesn't wear as a normal
be a bit
singlet.
Loose, but again, it'll suit some people, suit others.
Yeah, so but it's trial and error, and I'm really proud of the stuff we sell, and I make sure that our customers are number one, because that's the most important, that they know that we're going to stand by our product and look after them if they purchase from us.
Yeah, what do you think the key was to make it so successful?
The key to making it successful was to stand by your product, as in you produce a product that is good, and that you don't try and flog off things that aren't at the level that they should be.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you go travelling promoting the business.
Yes.
Where do you go?
Yeah, so we were lucky enough to have people, my good friend Torbjorn, he's in Norway, and he was our first distributor overseas. So, he's a terrific guy, Torben.
Yeah.
I have a real connection with him.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I'd never met him, he rang me and said, I want to sell your socks in Norway.
That is good.
And I said,
So was he the one that said, I want to?
So he contacted us. Yeah.
Wow.
So we thought, this is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. We get to sell our socks in Norway.
Yeah.
And he did it, and he did an amazing job.
Yeah, so it was a hit?
It was a hit there, and he, that was many years ago now, but, we're the official sock supplier to the Oslo Marathon. And last year we made socks for BMW in Norway.
Oh, okay.
And they're the major sponsor of the Oslo Marathon. And we made BMW socks. And Torb's just been tremendous for us. And from there, we kind of, I'm not really sure how, but we just reached out and got more and more distributors. So we're in about 23 countries now.
Wow.
And
would you have ever thought?
I never thought we would be selling socks and singlets to Thailand and Brazil and Chile.
That's so good. And for it to be so successful over there too, not just in Australia.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, we set up in expos and we get people from Brazil coming over saying, these are amazing, and it's a really good feeling when you see people loving your product. Yeah.
So it was the socks you said first, and then what was it that sort of came about? Was it then the singlets or?
Yes, it was just we do make a number of garments. People might not know, but we make t-shirts, tracksuit pants, singlets, hoodies, jackets,
caps,
running shorts, caps. So there's lots of tri-suits, cycling gear. We do make a lot of stuff, but I do try and keep it pretty limited. I don't mass produce it, and it's more of a sort of unique,
like a methodical,
high quality
way,
thing. Yeah, so I mean, socks are still 90% of our business.
So I think it's better. Like you know how the big companies mass produce, as you said, the fact that you make quality running clothing, and I guess for people,
and I know I have a really good relationship with our factory.
Yeah.
I know them personally. Yep. I know, they're just a team of 5 or 6 people that I have a good relationship with. So I know they're not like mass produced in a huge factory.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So it's really good. So that's important to me that they are looked after as well.
Yeah.
So
that's surprising. It's not as many people as I was expecting. I guess that's good for you.
It's good. It's good. It means that we have good relationships and we can produce some pretty unique stuff just at the drop of a hat. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think sets you apart from other running businesses?
Look, I think we're probably athlete focused rather than just sort of like there's a lot of casual, what I'd call casual wear and things, with the bigger brands. They produce a lot of casual wear where we're probably athlete focused. So that, and mainly, I pride ourselves on customer service. Yeah. So that's important to me. So, sorry. So I think that sets us apart a bit. Yeah.
And the name Steigen, it's a unique name. Yep. Where did that originate from?
So Steigen I was learning German.
Okay.
And I came across the word Steigen.
Yep.
And I thought, that's a nice sort of word. And it means to rise up or to climb up or to, ascend. So I thought, that sounds like a nice...
sums you up perfectly.
Yeah, it's a nice...
Your mindset and everything.
Yeah, so, and Steigen's a little town in Norway as well.
Oh, it's a town,
Yeah, so, I don't know, just sort of came across as a nice word.
It is.
So, what we were about, so, yeah.
And the logo's good.
The logo,
there's not a lot to fault about it.
So,
And do you enjoy travelling and obviously promoting the business?
Yeah, look, it's taken me to a lot of places and a lot of travelling. And early on, I kind of got a bit lucky in some ways. And I actually had a lady contact me from America. Yeah. This was early on. And she said, would you sponsor some socks for our end of year party or trip? And I said, yeah, why
Perfect.
not?
Yeah.
You're in America, I'll get
Yeah.
you some socks. So I sent her some socks, and I didn't realise that she was part of the NBA end of year season
Wow.
golf trip. So so we actually ended up making socks for Julius Erving, the Julius Erving golf trip, and we actually got to go to Las Vegas and play in a week-long. I did it twice actually, and I played in a week-long golf trip, NBA end of year season trip
While promoting it.
Yeah, so there was red carpet and there was Magic Johnson and all these people
all
there.
The big names.
Yeah, the big names were there, and we just got lucky, I suppose. Yeah. So
would that have been your favourite trip if you're going away? Telling everyone,
it's a pretty good trip, those
everyone.
trips, and we had a lot of fun. And but it's I've been to Tokyo Marathon, Oslo Marathon. I've been in the early days. We set up a house in Colorado where we stayed there for a while, and a guy who was working for me, Dom, he lived there for I think he lived there for about a year.
Yeah, right.
So it was great opportunities.
Yeah. Well, I guess if anybody wants to purchase any Steigen merchandise, go to the website.
Absolutely, I'll I should give you a coupon code.
Yeah. I'm sure this logo, the name is very recognisable, so I'm sure that many people have heard of it. It's very, very good quality clothing.
Yeah.
So jump on board, go ahead.